Stablecoins are hot right now with record-breaking market caps. They're stealing money from some of our favorite alts like XRP, XLM, and others. But why are stablecoins pumping? Well, we're going to talk about that. Talk XRP price along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Speaking of XRP, they have been one of the best value-wise for the last 90 days. We're going to get into that more, along with tariff trade wars, sparking fears across the crypto markets. But your comments come first, because you, the viewer, you know the deal, matter most. Troy is hanging out with us, says, done some full marathons and plenty of halves. Beast mode to take on a 100-miler. Props to you, have an outstanding race. It's not just that the race is 100 miles. We have to do it in 24 hours in 15-minute segments. It is just an absolute brutal format. Oh, Blue Boy Caribbean says, I think Klaus is one, if not the only trusted dude about crypto. Looking at other XRP bloggers is becoming so difficult to look at after looking at Klaus. Oh, come on now. You mean the whole oh, Elon's buying XRP, melting faces, oh my gosh, Russian stock market XPL. You mean all the stuff that these BS pumpers are pumping ain't coming true and I bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad? Yeah, I know why you picked me. Thank you, by the way, for doing it. John Horton says, pay the SEC and move on, talking about Ripple. We need to move forward from this. Marty Smith says, pay him for what? There's a bogus time waste and profit killing piles of shit. Yeah. Which opinion is right? Should we just pay it, get it over with? Or should we negotiate a sum of what, everyone? Zero. Might take us a little bit longer to get to that. We'll talk XRP price, but first, Bitcoin sitting at 83,157, ETH is 1888, BNB at 569, while XP is at 222. Pi is deep in the green at 169, not touching that mess right there. ADA at 72.9, a little pump and dump Aronium Pi, ooh, could be. HBAR just under 20 cents at 19.8, while BGB, yeah, they did the whole merger and all that, sitting at 420. Shout out. This week in blockchain, stablecoins distance themselves from crypto markets. Ooh, Klaus, what are you going to talk to us about? Sweet nothings? Well, I'm going to talk to you about stables. During testimony and under questioning by representatives of the House Financial Services Committee, witnesses, including executives from PayPal and Stripe, told lawmakers on Tuesday that payment stablecoins, blockchain, and other digital innovations, including tokenization, will enable more efficient money movement across the globe while ensuring primacy of the U.S. dollar, ensuring that the U.S. dollar remains strong, and not, kind of becoming like a secondary asset or tertiary asset, something like that. But I want you to take this in. Stables growing. We're going to get regs on stables first. They're easy to regulate, right? You know, what they could be backed by, if they're algorithmic based, if they're backed one-to-one. That stuff is easy. But people are flocking into stables at a record rate. I've got the stable chart up on screen. By the way, everything you see in this video and all my other ones are linked in the description below. Look at this. Stable market cap, $227 billion. Yeah, and since November, since we've had the election time, we've gone up about 50 billion in market cap. 55 technically. That is a lot of money. 55 billion into stablecoins. Now let's keep learning about this, okay? At the same hearing, House Financial Services Chairman French Hill said he supports the development of federal framework for payment for stablecoins and opposes the creation of CBDC. So we understand that, okay? Now, with this here, they're putting stablecoins out as a way to be efficient, a way to save money, to move money easily, safely, securely, low cost, all that kind of stuff, right? Hasn't the government recently been about saving money? So with the government being about saving money, doesn't this kind of fit maybe something they would be into? So no wonder the government is pushing hard for this. Let's keep learning. Record growth of stablecoins. Okay. Got a couple charts to share with you. Pretty cool. But let's take things a little bit further. Because it's not just the big players that are making money. It's the small players too. In parallel, a bunch of small stables with caps of less than $1 billion are flying into the market, but they're also gaining momentum. In the last 7 days alone, 2.45 billion of freshly created coins have been injected to the system. So you're talking about small caps and stables working. So it's no wonder that you're seeing a vacuum in the crypto market right now where we're not going completely bonkers. We've got macros, which, hey, we got a good report today. I think that's cool. But stables are stealing the roost because they're going to get regs right away. They're going to be the first on the block to get the new regaronis. So you're seeing money flow into stables. You're seeing the highest market cap ever. You're seeing not only the big players like USDT and USDC gain market cap, but players of all sizes. So where is the money going? Well, safe haven assets. What's safe? Gold, silver, you know what I'm talking about. But stable coins as well. As long as those stable coins are issued by a trusted company and have reserves we trust. Right? That's what stable is about. That's what money is about, trust. The more trust you have, the more money you'll put into something you don't trust, you won't put money into it. It's pretty simple. Okay? So stable's not so. Let's keep learning. Inflation prints calm markets, but tariffs still loom. Okay, so earlier today we talked about a little bit of inflation. CPI data. It was awesome. Cool live stream. Now, with that, we got a good report, but the previous 4 sucked. One good report is not going to outdo 4 of suckage. It just doesn't work that way, okay? But hey, maybe this is the start of the trend. Awesome, but you got tariffs you got to deal with. Still, fears over an escalating trade war weighing in the markets. By our estimate, the tariff trade is the dominant factor contributing to U.S. equity prices right now, even if positive inflation provides short-term relief. Fed seems comfortable continuing its interest rate cut pause. Powell said last week the economy is fine. So it's not like he's worried about it. It's not like the job market is making Powell freak out. We just got a nice report, 1 out of the last 5, we'll take it. So Powell's going to be like, okay, cool, that's 1 out of 5. You're going to need to show me more. So he's going to keep rates high for a while. So inflation, we get a little bit of a break, but now you got tariffs and trade wars. The latest on the tariff front is more retaliatory efforts against the U.S. Canada hit the U.S. with a 25% levy on steel, while the EU announced additional duties on items including denim, bourbon, and poultry. See what I'm saying here? So you got now macros, you got a bit of a trade war thing going on, you got a political dynamic shift, you've got some regs going on, and you got the stables absolutely effing roaring because they're going to get regs first. See, money flows in crypto. It is totally pumps and dumps, right? Sectors pump and then they get out, they rotate into this, they go into that. We've seen it time and time again, right? Companies with great news, they do great and then they dump eroni because they just pump eroni. Sometimes lowercase p, sometimes big case p. Overall in the market though, XRP, see what I did there, is down 8% over the last 90 days. You're like, Klaus, that sucks. Oh, I know down 8% sucks, but compare it to ETH being down 52. Compare it to Sol being down 46. Doge being down almost 60%. XLM 42%, HBAR 33%, Link 53%. Now all of a sudden you're looking at XRP going, whoa, down 8% doesn't sound so bad at all, does it? Story of holding the value. So what's interesting is we've seen the dynamics of money flowing out of crypto and into stables, right? Out of the alts, out of the BTC, out of the ETFs and into the stables. But XRP's holding its own better than the majority of the top 20. Like really, really good compared to the top 20. So XRP's holding its value while money is flowing out of crypto. So what happens when money starts flowing back in? And what causes that money to flow back in? Is it rates coming down? Is it the court case getting thrown out? Is it the ETFs? Is it the tariff and trade wars starting to kind of work themselves through and kind of flatten out all the panic and fear? Then when money rotates back in, does that mean XRP pumps even harder because it's done so much better defensively against the rest of the market? Volume is still healthy for XP. A lot of people want to play in that backyard, play in that pool. So they do. Looking at the 1 month chart, I know what you're talking about. You're like, bro, but we're not at $3. And I get it. But we're also not at 50 cents. We're far from 50 cents. Are you able to buy XP cheap? Sure. You can get sub $2 XP. It's really easy to do. So does that mean people out there are like, oh my God, I have to buy it at all times at all costs? Well, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do with your money. But we've seen you can buy sub $2 XRP. We've also seen that you've got the opportunities to pump and make short-term money on that action too. So that means you're going to have more of an incentive to play in this backyard. And the more of an incentive you have to play in this backyard, the more relevant XRP stays. And that's why when you start looking at crypto performance, especially over the 90-day mark, XRP is one of the best out there. In fact, out of the top 20, I'm going to exclude Pi because Pi just got added to this and that's just a dumpster fire. Excluding Pi, XP is the best performing in the top 20, period, in 90 days. Still got case action, still got ETF action. We just got to get them rates to come down. We got to get them trade wars to settle. And yeah, I get it. I know why money's flowing into stables, because they're going to get the protection of the reg soon. And a lot of people out there are like, yo, I'll put my money into stables. I'll earn 7 to 15%. Just park my crypto somewhere, park my cash somewhere in stables, earn 7 to 15% more I'd get than my bank. So it makes sense. But hey, buy the rumor, sell the news is in vogue in crypto. So when we get the stable regs, then is that the news where people dump the stables and then use that money from stables and slide right into discount-based alts? And I gotta be honest with you, this is really getting interesting. But it's interesting coming from different directions. I mean, inflation, I get it, right? It sucks. Good report, awesome. But we've had quite a few bad ones in a row, so, one report doesn't hold that much weight. Tariff and trade wars. Well, we're a couple months into the Trump presidency now, and we're still going through this. So we're like, oh, okay. Hopefully this doesn't become a bigger problem. And the reason why it's garnering more market attention is because you have a tariff, and then you have a retaliatory tariff, and then, they're kind of playing back and forth. And before you know it, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's this big, right? Trying to flex their financial muscles. So we got that. The stable thing, I get it. Totally get it. They got the regs coming up first. They're so easy to do the audits on, right? On what's holding their reserves, the attestation reports. It's all clear as day, right? Are you an algorithmic one, or are you really one back 1-to-1? Oh, you're an algorithmic one? We don't consider you stablecoin. F off. Cool. It's like there's, and I'm trying to think of a way to put it, but it's like there's just so many different strings right now, and they're all just tugging that little bit on crypto. And when we get pressure from this string over here, it seems like this one over here tugs us tighter, and it's as if like remember those toys where you would squeeze it and like the eyeball would pop out, or like the mouth or the tongue? Well, it's like if you took your hand and like you went like this and you squeezed it, now all of a sudden it's like coming out with all your fingers, right? It's like that. It's multiple fronts. And the time frames, the time frames seem to be very quick with these moves. It's buy the rumor and sell the news. Trump's strategic reserve, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? As soon as that was tweeted out, boom, pumps, dumps, we get more news on what's going on, lower than where we were before it started. Sucks. It's just how it worked though, right? We saw that with the ETF pumps. We saw that with SWE. H-bar had some ETF pumpage news, and then it dumped right after on that. We saw the ton coin play, right? A lot of VC money, Pantera Capital moved into ton, pumped the ever-living hell out of it. Now it is just bad. It's what's happening right now with crypto. So players are like, yo, we like crypto, but we'll just park in stables. We'll collect some interest, and we'll take less risk, and we trust the company, we trust the attestation report, so let's just earn 7-14% while the rest of the crypto market shits itself. And that's why you see the stable cap market just growing. Stable coin market cap. Sorry if I said that wrong. Just growing because they're getting out of the risk. That's why gold and silver are roaring. So we got to start taking some of these strings that are pulling risk to us and just start working through that stuff and hoping that some of them turn around. We know some of them are. We just hope that when they do, they give us some relief, right? We know the case is going to end soon. Cool. Is it going to give us price relief? XRP ETFs. That's one of my big ones that I'm hoping for, because they're going to buy directly from the market. No OTC bullshit. So I'll keep you informed. And yes, I do have a race coming up, so there might not be any content. Well, actually, no, there won't be any content on Saturday, because I'm going to be racing that day. Weather is not sounding like it's going to be good. Yeah, I'm preparing all my rain race gear. That means setting up like a camp with a tarp and having a little aid station set up, multiple changes of clothes, shoes, socks, hats, you name it. We're going to be getting ready for the monsoon, for some storms, because we're going to be we're going to be racing in the rain. Sorry, I'm just trying to mentally chill out now, because it's been on my mind a lot today. So, all right, everyone, choo-choo bitches.